It's 3 in the morning. The world outside is wrapped in a profound silence, a deep, dark stillness that should be an invitation to rest. But inside, in the quiet of your own mind, a different story is unfolding. Your body feels heavy with fatigue, a bone-deep weariness that craves the release of sleep. Yet your mind is alight, buzzing with a restless energy. It's the cruel paradox of being simultaneously exhausted and wide awake. You've adjusted your pillow, shifted your position, and watched the merciless glow of the digital clock as it marks the passing of another sleepless hour. Each tick feels like a judgment, a countdown to a day that will be navigated through a fog of fatigue. This experience, this lonely, silent struggle in the dead of night, has become the unwelcome reality for millions of seniors. It's a silent epidemic whispered about in doctors' offices and lamented over morning coffee. The common refrain we often hear, sometimes even from medical professionals, is a simple, dismissive one. It's just a normal part of getting older. But is that the whole truth? Is this nightly battle simply a non-negotiable consequence of aging, a fate we must accept? Or have we been overlooking a deeper, more complex picture? Is it possible that what we've accepted as normal is actually a collection of solvable problems? Today, we embark on a journey to dismantle this myth. We will go far beyond the surface-level explanations to uncover what is truly happening to our sleep as we age. We will explore the intricate science of our internal clocks, the hidden culprits in our daily lives, and most importantly, we will arm you with a comprehensive toolkit of practical, powerful, and science-backed strategies. This is not about finding a magic pill. It's about a holistic rediscovery of rest. This is your guide to reclaiming the night. First, to truly understand the changes, we must understand the very nature of sleep itself. Sleep isn't just an on-off switch. It's a highly structured journey the brain and body take every night, a process known as sleep architecture. Think of it like a multi-act play. In the first half of the night, we primarily focus on a stage called deep sleep or slow wave sleep. This is the body's prime time for physical repair. It's when our muscles are mended, tissues are regenerated, our immune system is fortified, and growth hormones are released. This is the profoundly restorative sleep that makes us feel physically renewed. As the night progresses, the play shifts its focus to a different stage, REM, or rapid eye movement sleep. This is the mind's workshop. It's during REM sleep that our brain processes the day's events, consolidates memories, cements learning, and manages our emotional landscape. It's the mental housekeeping that allows us to wake up feeling sharp, focused, and emotionally balanced. As we get older, the script of this nightly play begins to change. The most significant change is a dramatic reduction in deep sleep. Our body's dedicated repair crew starts working shorter shifts. We also experience more frequent awakenings, our sleep becoming more fragmented and lighter. This is why you might feel like you just closed your eyes all night, never truly sinking into that deep, satisfying rest. Furthermore, our internal master clock, a tiny region in the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN, becomes less robust. This clock is responsible for managing our circadian rhythms, the 24-hour cycles that govern everything from our body temperature to our hormone production, including the all-important sleep hormone melatonin. As the SCN signaling weakens, its ability to keep a tight schedule falters. This can lead to a phenomenon known as phase advance, where your body feels ready for bed much earlier in the evening, say at 8 p.m., and consequently ready to wake up long before the sun rises at 4 or 5 a.m. These are the baseline biological changes, but they are almost always compounded by a host of other factors, many of which we have significant control over. What we often dismiss as normal aging is frequently a cocktail of overlooked medical issues, lifestyle habits, and environmental factors. For instance, the very medications designed to keep us healthy can be silent saboteurs of our sleep. beta blockers for heart conditions, corticosteroids for inflammation, diuretics for blood pressure. These are just a few examples of common prescriptions that can stimulate the nervous system or disrupt sleep patterns. Diuretics, for example, are incredibly effective at managing fluid retention, but their mechanism inherently means more frequent trips to the bathroom, often fragmenting our sleep throughout the night. Beyond medications, our physical health plays a leading role. Chronic pain, a constant companion for many seniors, is a formidable barrier to sleep. The throbbing ache of arthritis in a joint, the sharp nerve pain from sciatica. These sensations don't simply vanish when the lights go out, they often feel amplified in the stillness of the night. This creates a vicious, self-perpetuating cycle. Pain prevents sleep, and the lack of restorative sleep makes our bodies more sensitive to pain the following day. Then there are specific, often undiagnosed sleep disorders that become more prevalent with age. Restless leg syndrome, or RLS, is a neurological condition characterized by an overwhelming, often unpleasant, urge to move your legs, typically in the evening when you're trying to relax. It's a creepy-crawly or pins and needles sensation that can only be relieved by movement, making it nearly impossible to fall asleep peacefully. Even more serious is obstructive sleep apnea, a condition where the airway repeatedly collapses during sleep, causing breathing to stop for seconds or even minutes at a time. The brain, sensing a drop in oxygen, triggers a panic response and briefly awakens the person to resume breathing. These events can happen hundreds of times a night, completely destroying the sleep architecture and preventing the brain from ever reaching the deep, restorative stages. The person often has no memory of these awakenings, but wakes up feeling profoundly unrefreshed, suffering from morning headaches, and experiencing extreme daytime sleepiness, all while being unaware of the nightly battle their body is fighting. Conditions like an enlarged prostate leading to nocturia, or GERD causing painful acid reflux when lying down, further contribute to this complex web of sleep disruption. The key takeaway is, sleep is rarely just one thing. It's a puzzle with many pieces. But the most empowering truth is that many of those pieces are within our power to change. And that journey begins not at night, but with the rising sun.
The path to a restful night doesn't start with a sleeping pill. It starts with the proactive, intentional choices we make from the moment our feet hit the floor in the morning. We must think of sleep not as an event, but as the culmination of a 24-hour cycle. The most powerful tool in our arsenal is the establishment of an unwavering routine, a concept we can call sleep anchoring. Our internal clock thrives on consistency. By going to bed and, even more importantly, waking up at the same time every single day, including weekends and holidays, we provide a strong, clear signal to our brain. This act of discipline is like being the conductor of your body's orchestra, ensuring every system is playing in beautiful, predictable harmony. This consistency reinforces a strong circadian rhythm, training your brain to anticipate sleep and wakefulness, making the transition into sleep at night smoother and more natural. The second critical anchor for our internal clock is light, specifically morning sunlight. Light is the most potent natural signal for regulating our circadian rhythm. Exposing ourselves to bright, natural sunlight for at least 20 to 30 minutes within the first hour of waking up is like pressing a master reset button. It sends a direct message to our brain's SCN, halting melatonin production and signaling loud and clear that the day has begun. This not only promotes daytime alertness, but also helps set a more accurate and robust 24-hour clock, ensuring that melatonin production will begin on schedule later that evening. You don't need intense sun. Even the ambient light of an overcast day is far more powerful than indoor lighting. A simple morning walk, enjoying a cup of tea on the porch, or even just sitting by a sunny window can have a profound impact. This brings us to physical activity. Gentle, consistent movement is a miracle worker for sleep. Activities like walking, swimming, water aerobics, tai chi, or restorative yoga help reduce the stress hormone cortisol, ease the stiffness of arthritic joints, and improve circulation. Exercise raises our body temperature slightly, and the subsequent drop a few hours later can help trigger sleepiness. The key, however, is timing. For most seniors, it's best to complete any moderate exercise at least 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. Exercising too close to your bedtime can be overly stimulating, raising your heart rate and body temperature right when you want them to be winding down. Finally, we must consider what we put into our bodies. Nutrition and hydration are fundamental pillars of sleep health. Caffeine, that beloved morning ritual, has a very long half-life, meaning it can linger in your system for many hours. For many older adults whose metabolism may be slower, a single cup of coffee at 2 p.m. can still be causing subtle stimulation at 10 p.m. It's a wise strategy to make caffeine a morning-only pleasure. And then there's the myth of the nightcap. While a glass of alcohol can indeed make you feel drowsy and help you fall asleep faster, this initial sedative effect is deceptive. As your body metabolizes the alcohol, it creates a rebound effect. It severely suppresses crucial REM sleep and leads to a much more fragmented, shallow, and interrupted sleep in the second half of the night, which is why you often wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. feeling wide awake after an evening drink. Hydration is crucial, but strategy is key. Instead of sipping water right up until bedtime, try to front-load your fluids. Drink plentifully throughout the morning and afternoon, then begin to taper your intake in the few hours leading up to bed. This helps ensure your body is hydrated without overloading your bladder for the night. And be mindful of evening meals. Large, heavy, spicy, or high-fat dinners can lead to indigestion and heartburn, making it physically uncomfortable to sleep. If you need a snack before bed, choose something light that supports sleep, like a handful of almonds, which contain magnesium, or a small banana. Once we've managed our daily habits, our focus must turn to the environment where the magic of sleep is supposed to happen, the bedroom. This room should be a sanctuary dedicated to rest and renewal, not an extension of the living room or office. The first principle is to establish a powerful psychological association through what experts call stimulus control. Your brain should have one and only one association with your bed: sleep. This means no more watching television in bed, no more scrolling on your phone, no working, and no stressful conversations. If you find yourself unable to fall asleep after about 20 minutes of trying, the rule is to get out of bed. Go to another dimly lit room and do something calm and boring. Read a dull book, listen to soft music until you feel sleepy again, and only then return to bed. This prevents your brain from associating your bed with the frustration and anxiety of being awake. Your physical environment must be meticulously curated. Our bodies are hardwired to sleep better in a cooler environment, as it facilitates the natural drop in core temperature that initiates and maintains sleep. The ideal temperature range is surprisingly cool, between 18 and 20 degrees Celsius or 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Darkness is equally non-negotiable. Light is a powerful stimulant. We must make our bedrooms as dark as possible. This means investing in blackout curtains or blinds to block all external light. It also means managing internal light pollution. Cover the tiny LED lights on your television, chargers, and smoke detectors with a small piece of black electrical tape. The slightest intrusion of light can disrupt your melatonin production and pull you out of deeper sleep stages. Next, conduct a comfort audit of your bed itself. As we age, our joints become more sensitive, and our need for proper support increases. A mattress that is too old and sagging, or pillows that don't adequately support the neck and spine in your preferred sleeping position can be a primary source of nighttime pain and discomfort. Think of a quality mattress not as a splurge, but as a critical piece of health equipment. If you sleep on your side, you need a thicker pillow to fill the space between your ear and shoulder. If you sleep on your back, a thinner one will do. And don't underestimate the power of your bedding. Breathable, natural fibers like cotton or bamboo are far superior to synthetics at regulating body temperature, preventing you from waking up hot and sweaty.
While we often blame technology for our sleep woes, we can also harness it for good. The blue light emitted from screens is particularly toxic to sleep because it's the most effective at tricking our brain into thinking it's still daytime. If using a device in the evening is unavoidable, it's essential to use its night mode or a blue light filtering app which shifts the screen's color to a warmer, less disruptive amber tone. For those living in noisy environments, a white noise machine can be a game changer. It creates a consistent, soothing sound blanket that masks sudden, jarring noises like a barking dog or a passing siren, which can otherwise easily pull you out of a light sleep stage. Even with the perfect daily routine and an optimized bedroom, the greatest challenge for many lies in the final frontier, the space between our ears. An anxious, racing mind can override every other sleep signal we send it. This is why creating a dedicated wind-down ritual is not an indulgence, but a necessity. This is a sacred, screen-free hour before bed, designed to act as a buffer between the stress of the day and the peace of the night. This ritual is deeply personal, but it should be built around calming activities. It could begin by dimming the lights throughout your home to signal to your brain that the day is ending. You might prepare a warm, caffeine-free herbal tea like chamomile or lavender. A warm bath or shower is particularly effective. As your body cools down afterward, it mimics the natural temperature drop that initiates sleep. You could read a chapter of a physical book, listen to a calming playlist, or perform a sequence of gentle, restorative stretches. The key is consistency. When you perform this ritual every night, it becomes a powerful Pavlovian trigger, conditioning your mind and body to recognize that sleep is imminent. During this time, or once you're lying in bed, you can employ specific techniques to quiet a racing mind. If you find yourself caught in a loop of worry, try a brain dump an hour or two before bed. Take a notepad and write down everything that's on your mind, your to-do list for tomorrow, your worries, your stray thoughts. The physical act of writing them down externalizes them, giving you permission to park those thoughts for the night. Another powerful technique is progressive muscle relaxation, where you systematically tense and then release each muscle group in your body, from your toes to your face. This process releases physical tension you may not have even been aware you were holding. For worry-based thoughts, try cognitive shuffling. Think of a random word, like beach, then mentally list as many objects as you can that start with each letter. Ball, earmuff, anchor. This non-emotional, nonsensical task is so boringly complex that it effectively derails anxious thought patterns and allows the brain to drift off. It is absolutely crucial to know, however, that these self-help strategies are partners to, not replacements for, professional medical care. If your sleep problems are chronic, severe, and are impacting your daytime quality of life, causing excessive sleepiness, mood swings, or trouble concentrating, it is imperative to speak with your doctor. To make this conversation as productive as possible, consider keeping a detailed sleep diary for 2 weeks beforehand. Track when you go to bed, roughly when you fall asleep, how many times you wake up, when you get out of bed for the day, and make notes about your daily caffeine intake, exercise, and stress levels. This concrete data empowers your doctor to see the full picture and determine if a referral to a sleep specialist or an underlying medical issue needs to be investigated. Ultimately, achieving sustainable, restful sleep in our senior years is not a single destination we arrive at. It is a continuous journey of self-awareness, adjustment, and holistic health management. This means integrating sleep into every conversation about your health. Regular checkups are not just for your heart or your blood sugar. They are for identifying and managing any health issue that could be impacting your rest. Sleep is deeply connected to every facet of our well-being. It impacts our immune system, our cardiovascular health, our mood, and, critically, our cognitive function. Good sleep is one of our most powerful defenses in maintaining brain health as we age. Building a support system is another cornerstone of this long-term vision. The struggle with sleep can be incredibly isolating. Sharing your challenges and your new strategies with your spouse, your children, or a close friend can make a world of difference. It helps them understand why you might be tired or irritable, and it enlists them as allies in your journey. Perhaps they can join you for a morning walk, agree to a no screens in the bedroom pact, or simply be a compassionate ear when you've had a particularly rough night. Above all, this journey requires patience and self-compassion. There will inevitably be nights when sleep remains elusive despite your best efforts. On those nights, it is vital to avoid what experts call sleep anxiety, the fear of not sleeping, which ironically becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Instead of lying in bed becoming increasingly frustrated, accept it. Get up, do something relaxing, and remind yourself that one bad night is not a catastrophe. The goal is not perfection, it's progress. Celebrate the small victories. The night you fell asleep 10 minutes faster, the morning you woke up feeling a little more clear-headed. Each small step you take, each morning walk, each screen-free evening, each mindful breath is an act of profound self-care. You are not just chasing sleep, you are actively cultivating a life of greater health, vitality, and peace, both day and night.